Morning, Stephen. Ali
morning.
Defoy, Football Show here. After last night's meeting with the National Clinical Director, Jason Leach, what procedures at the club are you happiest with, and are you putting any extra measures in place with the players in regards to COVID?
No, I don't think we're putting any extra measures in, but what we are doing is going to remind everyone of our responsibility and our behaviours during this current time. Up to now, I think everyone's done extremely well here at Rangers. The medical department have been fantastic and first class ever since lockdown, really keeping us updated with the situation. But it's just reminders really to the players and to the staff that, you know, we have to behave in the right way and keep doing the right things.
Thank you.
Charles Patterson.
Hi Stephen. The Scottish Government have said that they would consider pausing the football season in light of the latest breach. How worrying is that, and do you think that the message has been hammered home now to all players?
Well, it should have been. It certainly has, in terms of me being on that chat yesterday. You know, the severity of the chat, how important it is that everyone behaves in the right way, and it is a concern and it is a worry, because if mistakes continue to happen, there's no doubt about it that the football season will be cancelled, and that's not what I want or what anyone wants at Rangers, or I assume throughout Scottish football.
Gabriel, go ahead.
Hi Stephen. A week ago you said that you felt Morelos' head had been turned, but how impressed and how important is it to you, his performance at the weekend, scoring 2 goals, and is he still very much a Rangers player?
100%. He's a Rangers player. I think you could see that in his performance the other day. He was really strong from the first minute to the last. He's a big player for us. He's very important. Nothing's changed in terms of his situation, so he'll be in the squad for tomorrow's game, and we move forward. It's only normal that players' heads turn when there's so much noise in the outside in terms of the media. When players know that there's other teams chasing them, big teams. I think it's pretty normal, so we understand it and we respect the situation that Alfredo's in, but the important thing and the vital thing is he respects the supporters here at Rangers, he respects the club and continues to keep doing his job in the right way.
Andrew McLean.
Hi Stephen, just going back to the meeting with the National Clinical Director yesterday, how constructive did you feel that was, and what were the main points you took away from it?
Look, it was very constructive. I think the reason they wanted it on a Zoom is for it to remain private and confidential, but the message was certainly sent home in terms of how we need to behave and our responsibilities as managers and players and clubs to make sure that we continue to do the right things. And I think that's how I'd like to leave it. I don't really need to say any more on that. We will be sent a video from the Zoom call, so we can, you know, send reminders to the players and the staff at the club what we need to do moving forward. But you know, it is a wake-up call and a strong message from the government, and also some reminders of what could possibly happen if mistakes continue to happen, and that's not what anyone wants.
David Edgar, please.
Hi Stephen. Watching the game back from Sunday yesterday, one thing that really struck me was the fluidity of the front four and how much they seem to interchange. It seems to particularly given a new lease of life to Joe Aribo, or rather let him express himself more creatively. Is this something that you've worked especially on with those boys? Because, as I say, it was noticeable almost how automatic it was that they would exchange positions.
Yeah, it is definitely something we've worked on. Not just this season, we worked on it a lot throughout our time, but we do want to give players like Joe that licence to go and roam and be free and express themselves, because that's how we feel we'll get the most out of them individuals, you know, the talented players. We don't want them to be hemmed into one position, if you like. So that's not just for Joe, it's for all the attacking players. As long as you respect the position, respect the shape of the team and the organisation out of possession. When we're in possession, we want to make it as difficult as we can for opposition teams. You know, we are going to get a lot of teams that come and sit in a block and who are organised and try and, you know, derail us, if you like. So the more fluidity and people changing positions and causing as many problems for opposition teams, the better it is, in my opinion.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stephen. Jordan Campbell, please.
Hi Stephen, last season a couple of times you spoke about your team trying to be as relentless as possible at Ibrox. At the weekend I thought the pressure you were able to put on St Mirren was quite impressive. It's in terms of Leon Balogun, how important is he in playing that higher line compared to at times last season, and how impressed have you been by him?
I've been very impressed, not just with the player. We knew we were adding a fantastic player because we'd followed him and tracked him for quite a while. Also spoke to Paul Cook at Wigan in great detail about him, who was very complimentary, so we knew we were getting a top player. But since he's come in the door, he's been fantastic in training. He's been really good around the place in terms of his character. You can see clearly he's a winner, and he's our type and he fits our profile because he's quick. So the likes of the Ibrox, when we want to go and put pressure on teams, it is important that defenders are capable of defending the halfway line, and he certainly is.
Thanks, Stephen. Ronnie, go ahead.
Hello, Stephen.
Hello.
Just wondering if you feel there's any benefit from St Johnstone having no game at the weekend while you carried on?
Possibly. They've had obviously longer to prepare. In terms of tactically and stuff, I'm sure the players will be eager for a game of football in terms of their freshness. But I've also just read something that their manager said where it's not ideal, because I think at this stage of the season it's games that get players individually, and it's games that get units into a rhythm, if you like. So we feel as if we're right into our rhythm. Having the extra couple of games we feel has been a big benefit. So there's probably pros and cons to that situation in terms of St Johnstone, but that's their concern. Mine is, where's my team at? Where are we at individually and collectively? Today we're on a second day, so it'll be really light in terms of the recovery, and we'll be ready to go again and come out the blocks as quick as we can tomorrow.
Any changes to your squad?
Yes, we will have changes to the squad, which you'll see tomorrow.
Roman, go ahead.
Hi, Stephen. Stephen, you got the two players up top to add to your attacking prowess. Is it just one player in the engine room that you're looking for to complete your kind of squad, or you want more than that? And also, if I may, there were reports suggesting that there was interest in Borna Barisic from Leeds. Have you heard anything concrete or not in terms of interest for Borna?
No, Borna's focused here. He's signed a long contract. He's really settled. He's in good form. We're delighted to have him. Nothing's come to us in terms of that situation. But it's no surprise because, obviously, he was in the running for Player of the Year last year, very consistent. So I think for all our players that have been performing extremely well, I expect there to be quite a bit of noise and some interest in the players. That's just the way it is. We accept that. But nothing's changed in terms of bids hitting the table. The only person I can give you something on is Greg Doherty. There's interest from down south. And he's obviously considering his options right now.
And in terms of, you were saying last week you want a player in the engine room, are you any closer to that? And would that be your set complete?
No, we're no closer to it, but it is a situation that we're still analysing. In terms of whether that would be us 100% set and complete would depend on what goes out the door and also what comes available as the window comes on. But I said the majority of our business is done, but I definitely do want to add another midfielder.